Hi friends, Danielle here from White Tail Stitch Co, where I talk about everything knitting and crochet, and today I have a crochet tutorial for you guys. So quick background on this, you may have seen my dragon face-off video. So I'm starting a series where I kind of compare different crochet patterns for different animals. So that one of course was dragons, and I have one coming up for axolotls. Again, many more will be coming soon for things like sea creatures, dogs, all that good stuff. But yeah, so definitely leave me a comment if you have any animals you want me to compare or patterns that you're curious about. I'd be really interested to hear that. But yeah, so then again, so the next one is axolotls, just a sneak peek on that. And for one of the three patterns in this Axolotl Face-off, the first of that series, this one actually requires you to sew the head onto the body of the Amigurumi plushie. And in case you're curious, this is by Didi's Plushies. Again, I'll link everything in the description for you. But yeah, I thought, you know, as a beginner, and when I was even first starting out too, like sewing the head onto these plushies can be really difficult in terms of getting the stuffing right and sewing it on straight. So it can be a little bit intimidating, and I thought I might as well share, since I have to sew it anyways, I can just share the techniques that I like to use and the tools that I use to sew the head onto my plushies, in case it's helpful for you guys. So I have all my stuff laid out already, so let's get into it. Alright, so here we have our materials all laid out, and I'll go through quickly. So these are called amigurumi sticks. Basically, I mean, you can use knitting needles too if you prefer. I got these off of Amazon, but they are pointed on both sides. You don't really need this top point here, but this bottom point, which is protected by these balls, you can take these off, and now you've got basically just a stronger metal stick here. And the idea is we will be using these to secure the head into place on the body as we're sewing it, so that it doesn't move around too much. So I'll be using those for sure in this. That's just a technique that I've kind of picked up. I used to not use these, and I was much more nervous about the head moving around. These really make me more confident in the placement of the head, so I'm all for confidence. Of course, we'll need some scissors. These are the Fiskars thread snips. They're one of my favorite ones. I like that they can be travel-friendly and sheath, but any scissors will do. And then I actually like to use a bent-tip darning needle. This is one by Clover. Nice little plastic one off of Amazon. Again, I will link everything in the description for you to check out if you're interested. And this is, of course, our pieces. So I made this in Premier Parfait Chunky, which is a super bulky 100% polyester Chanel. And the eyes are 16mm off of Amazon. You can see this one actually had us close up. So sometimes you'll notice in the pattern, and this one didn't do it, but so it's kind of a hit or miss whether the pattern will have you do this. So the head here is something that we did close up. So this was actually crocheted top down, and we sewed up the hole here. Sometimes what you'll see instead is you will crochet top down or whatever direction. I guess it would have to be top down for this to work, but you'll crochet top down, and then you'll leave, maybe the last two rings will be empty still, and it'll match the width of your body piece that you're sewing it onto. And that way you know exactly which ring to sew into. So this pattern simply clarifies which row to sew into. It doesn't leave the hole. There's pros and cons to this. Obviously, here you keep the stuffing in the head as you stuffed it, so there's no worry about the stuffing migrating around from the head to the body. But if you stuff things firmly, then I've never really found it to be a problem anyways. And if it was to be sewn directly on without the finishing here, you can just stuff as you go as well. So yeah, either way, really for me, but this is how this one's decided to do it. So we can go ahead and thread our needle, and I'll show you how I like to place the amigurumi sticks. Alright, I've just double-checked the pattern, and it did not actually say which row to sew to, so we'll just place it in the middle, best effort. Again, so this is the belly of the axolotl here in this pattern, and we want it to be facing the same direction as the head, so make sure that your eyes are facing in the same direction that you want it to be. Again, this just applies to any pattern that you're following. Make sure the tail, you'll notice that we have a long tail, very long tail, on the body piece, and no tail on the head. One of them will have a short tail, one of them will have a long tail. You just need one long tail for sewing. So we're going to kind of line them up here and make sure it's even around. And then I'm going to take one of my sticks and kind of go in through the head here, add an angle through the body, and I'll just kind of poke it out. You can see where that's lining up. And I take my other one and go in on the other side here. So this is the magic ring where we started. It's maybe 4 rows away from that. I'm going to guide it through and slide it in there. So this is our little guy, and you can see it can rotate a little bit, but not a whole ton. This is really helpful for keeping it in place as we're sewing. Now we can, I'll just move these other sticks off to the side a bit more. We can thread our chenille yarn onto the needle, and of course with chenille you want to be really careful that it's not going to break, so don't pull too tightly. Another thing people will do is sometimes just use a worsted weight yarn, so my go-to is usually Caron Simply Soft, but in this case I'm just going to use the chenille here. But if you were to use the worsted weight yarn, I mean just like a normal acrylic would be really nice, something with smooth, because the problem is sometimes this chenille will bunch up, and probably you'll see little chunks of it starting to fall off here even as I'm doing it carefully. But so I'm going to start by going into, this is where the end comes off here, and I'm going to sew into this spot here. So I just bring my needle through like that. Going to gently pull it through like so. So that is into the head, and now we will go into the body again. So we started from here. I'm going to bring it through basically the leg of the next one on the body side and pull it through. Bring this back and repeat on the head here. Next one is there. And kind of continue around like that, carefully making sure at some point you will hit where the magic ring started, so there will be a shift in terms of the spiral that you're working into, so just be conscious of where the head is sitting. And that's kind of just how I sew into it, like this here. And then just, of course, make sure to check every so often that your head is still facing the direction that you want it to. And just make sure you're going slowly. So here at this point, we are close to where we started. So here is where we are now, and here is the starting point. You can see we just have this little bit here on the back, and you'll notice the head seems to be tipping forward a little bit, so I'm going to make sure that we're pulling into the same row and dipping it back again so it's pulled up a little bit. Also, as I'm sewing here, I'm probably going to take out these sticks, because at this point the head is a was it 3/4 crocheted, or rather sewn together, so it is not going to be shifting around a lot, and as long as we keep going into the same matching posts, there shouldn't be a problem. Of course, feel free to leave the amigurumi sticks or knitting needles, however you're securing it, in case you just want to have some confidence in that, and yeah, just be extra sure it's not moving. Also, like I mentioned, if you have some polyfill, now at this point would be a good time to kind of shore up a little bit of the neck if you're worried about it being too loose or tipping around. Just make sure that's nicely stuffed here. And you can keep stuffing just a little bit more as we're finishing up the sewing as well. So I'm going to continue sewing here and until we get to the last part. And you can see the reason I like the bent tip darning needle is because you make sure, of course, the tip is facing up as you're going through the piece. It just kind of helps you find your way through the stitches a little bit better. So you see I kind of have a scooping motion. I do. Let me show you that again. So I like enter and then I scoop through to get the yarn in. And here at this point, I've just got maybe 4 stitches left, I am going to just stuff a little bit more to make sure my neck is nice and solid, and also to buffer up the front a little bit to make sure the head is going to sit nicely. And make sure to keep checking around to make sure this is the time when you can still kind of make some fixes in terms of the stuffing level here. All right, and I'm going to continue onward. It is a bit difficult sewing a piece while trying to videotape it, so I hope you'll forgive the movement here. It's difficult to keep it centered. So, okay, we have reached the starting point. And at this point, what I like to do, depending on how my Chanel is looking, is I'll evaluate the string. So clearly, this is one of the dangers, again, of sewing with Chanel. Even though I was trying to be careful, there is some chunks missing now, and this will continue to get worse and more difficult to pull through. So at this point, because it's on the end, I like to keep my needle on the end here, just in case stuff like this happens. The rest of this is actually looking pretty good. I don't see any other clumping and Chanel loss issues. So what I'm going to actually do is trim this off a little bit, because we don't need this much anyways anymore, and it'll prevent further issues and it getting stuck as you're pulling through. So that's a bit cleaner now. Again, I'll just keep it towards the end here just in case. What I like to do now is just kind of go through a little bit more randomly to secure futile time. So I kind of just feed it through here, and then kind of go, still going into alternating head versus body. Here's more Chanel coming off. But just kind of reinforcing a couple places. And if there are any gaps that you're noticing, this would also be a good time to kind of fill those in a little bit with your yarn. And that includes if there's gaps like on the head or on the body. What you could do after you feel that this is secured enough is you could just thread this through and kind of work your way to the head or the body area that's a little bit more gap prone, and just crochet over that part. So as an example, well, I'm actually feeling pretty good about this, but let's just say there's somewhere on the butt here that needs some filling, right? So I am on the head now. I'm gonna thread my way back through this way, and it's difficult because you're on the neck sometimes, because the bulk of the head and the you're just in the skinnier portion, so sometimes it's difficult. Like ideally I would want to go straight down into that place, but because the head's in the way, I kind of work my way into a kind of diagonal direction. I'm going to follow the direction of the stitches and work my way towards the goal location. Again, peeling off Chanel that's coming off. But you see this way they kind of blend in with the texture of the stitches. And you would just, if there's a hole here, for instance, you would just sew over top of it, again, in the same direction as the stitches. We've already secured the head at this point, so this is more just like bonus filling work that you don't have to trim extra yarn off and do. So again, if the hole is over here somewhere, you're just going to go in this way. And yeah, you can just kind of bring this through like that. At this point, I kind of like to leave this tail a little bit because as I'm sewing on the arms and the legs here, I can sew those on and then bring it to the back and tie off with this as well to just secure it a little bit extra. But if you're not doing that, I would just take the butt of my needle and start to stuff it in to hide the tail. And that's all there is to it, really. So now you've sewn your head onto your amigurumi. He's not going anywhere. And kids can safely play with this now. Again, be aware of the safety eye concern for children under 3, I think it is, for that. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful. And if it was, please consider liking and subscribing. I do tutorials, vlogs, patterns for knitting and crochet, so feel free to follow along, and I'd love to see you in my next video. I hope you have a great day.